real talk. I will have the broker on one hand, the driver on the other. Let me make sure that you are who you say you are, and let me make sure you. Uh, Let me make sure who you are, who you say you are. So, as I'm doing all of this, now anyone who's ever done a carrier's pack, it can take about 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm trying to multitask because why? I am not going to let time just sit there and dwindle. So as I'm multitasking, I got the broker on one hand, I got the driver on the other. I say, driver, go to this location. He doesn't have any paperwork. I'm still vetting him out. I'm checking carrier 411, completing the carrier's packet, and checking on this driver. Hey, broker, check this MC. Is this person good with you? Because you may see something on your carrier vetting account that I can't see because your account was already pre set up, and mine was kind of new. So if you're new, you don't get to see everything. Come to find out, this person went to the shipper and tried to take the load. Now, mind you, they didn't have anything but the address. And I was desperate because I wanted to get someone there. But here's the thing, you have to ask for pictures, not just pictures of, let me see your MC note, let me see that truck. Open that truck up, because if that truck is not empty and this is a me outsourcing, I can't work with you because now you have something else on this truck that I'm not familiar with. I can put more on your truck. That's not an issue, but you can't come into this deal with more on your truck. And I'm trying to outsource a direct freight. He tried to go to the shipper, take the freight, and the shipper said, "Where's your BUL?" He's on the phone with me and said, "Hey, I need the Raycon." I said, "I haven't even signed you to my company yet. So what are you doing?" Come to find out, he tried to talk the shipper into having him, I guess, take the load without me, without my broker. And I said, "Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. Like, I come with volume. You come with one truck. So there's no match. My broker comes with a volume of trucks. You come with one truck. You have no leverage here. So that outsource, even though that I wanted to fulfill that order, I ended up, man, I can still feel the disappointment right now because I'm the type of woman, I like to deliver. So if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And just thinking about it, I had to tell my broker I can't fulfill it. I did. He was hurt because I had told him my driver was on the way, and my driver was not on the way. I was just trying to make sure that I had someone who could fulfill it. So I came clean. I was honest, and that relationship taught me, because I ended up losing the relationship. I learned not to lie. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. I learned to be honest. Even though I'm a God fearing woman, don't get me wrong. I am not perfect. I've done my fair share of the little white lies, but I've learned not to do that. I was so disappointed, so discouraged because one, it took me a long time to get that direct freight. Do you know how long to get a dedicated lane in a box lane? It's not easy. It's not. They don't trust you anyway. They already feel like you're going to come in trying to do more or not, or try to take more without giving more. So that taught me not to lie ever again. That discouragement showed me I represent my brand, and my brand is I do what I say and I deliver. And I apologized to that broker. I gave them a great review. I was very honest in my review. I even told them that I tried to, outsource it, because the biggest thing is you want to fix the problem before someone else tells you how to fix the problem. And if your option for the solution is not the right solution, no problem. Let them tell you that. But don't always go to someone where they have to micromanage you, where you always have to ask for, hey, what should I do? What should I do? No, figure it out. And then you understand how to develop that operating mindset. But I digress. I want to let you all know, the operators that build lasting business, they don't chase every opportunity. I was doing that in the beginning of logistics. I was after everyone. Let me make some money with you. Let me help you. Stop. One bad partnership can cost you a customer, a reputation, future referrals, years of trust. Oh my goodness. I have a great relationship with Integrity Logistics in North Carolina. They have one solid run from North Carolina to Georgia and another one to Texas. And I work with two of the top brokers there. And one person who I've worked with, their family, he's referred me to 6 other members of the family. I call this the woman who talk but can't deliver. I vetted this carrier. Now, this is a 6th person that this person brought to me in their family. We've worked with aunties, cousins, everyone above, brothers, all of them. This one female, she just could not deliver, but she could talk. She's the reason why I said I quit dispatching and I'm gonna teach this, because I vetted her, and by us already having that relationship with their family, I took on the the account, and I said, okay, this person told me, she was like, you all sound good, but now mind you, they were not making more than 3,500 on a weekly basis. 35, maybe 5. I was like, girl, go sit down, because if you're not bringing the numbers in, then you're it's not worth it. And they were at the point where they're technically about to quit. I told her, I said, yeah, I understand, it sounds good. Everyone says that, because it is good. And I'm not being braggadocious. It's because I put in the work. And I speak highly of myself in that matter, because it took a long time, a lot more than $200. A lot of my energy went to fighting for my carriers, arguing for the compliance, for double brokering or anything like that. And when this driver came to me, I said, with a team, I can take you 10 to 12 in a week. She said, no problem. It sounds good. I don't believe it. Okay. I remember they started July 4th, the weekend before July 4th last year, on a Sunday. By Tuesday, I had 6,300 on their truck, 3 loads. I was like, yo, we're about to make it. I said, by the end of this week, we're going to have 12K. New York, North Carolina, Minnesota, my triangle. That's it. All you need is a triangle. And in the logistics lane, triangle, you can stay eat. She could not hit the time of being on time. And I strategically see, when you do something like that, when you have partials or different loads together, this is Tetris for me. And I say that because it really is. Sorry, my ponytail just looks a little bogus. You have to measure that truck. You have to measure the space on the inside, the pallets. You have to measure the traffic, the distance, the drive time, the gas time. How you got to measure all of that. And I can look at something like that very quickly and analyze, say yes or no. And when I did that and put these 3 pieces of freight, general freight on the truck, 3, I was like, yo, we're eating. Let's go. This chick right here, man, she missed the first drop. Oh my gosh, that was 2,800 right there. What are you doing, girl? We had to alternate and go to New York, because we were going from North Carolina to Minnesota to New York and back on down. Let me say it again. North Carolina, Minnesota to New York. For me, I've learned to create a triangle, and that's one of my secrets I'm going to tell all of you. If you can create a triangle, you can stay eating for 21 days in logistics. So I create the triangle within this batch. She missed the first drop. So that first drop was Minnesota. They could have gone and got there in one day. Every time she got behind the wheel, we lost 3 hours. At first, I'm like, all right, let me be graceful. Whew, let me be graceful, God, because I want to knock her out. I said, you are making me look bad. My broker chewed my ass out. Do y'all understand this? When you are a dispatcher, freight dispatching, they are representing you as much as you're representing them. If you're a dispatcher, and mind you, I have had a large amount of hours cursing people out, telling them we're not dropping this off. I will threaten you. I have done that. I'm calling the police. My driver will get paid. Send me a wire right now. We're not moving. And I don't say that to say that that's the right way, because, like I said, I'm a God-fearing woman. I can't act like that. So I had to bring that back and say, let me come at this a different way. But this woman, Oh, she almost brought the Chicago out of me because you're making us lose money. Every time you get behind a truck, we lose 3 hours. We lost a $2,800 load that it took me hours to get. You're telling me within one day, 6,300 was on your truck and you fuck it up? Stop it. So this is how she made me look bad outside of missing that first load. She gets to the second load and she's late. She said she was going to be in New York at 1 a.m. She didn't get to New York till 7 a.m. I said, where was the time? What happened? So the second driver in the truck was the person who referred me. I said, dude, what's going on? I know you can drive. She told me she could drive, but every time she's getting behind this wheel, we're missing something. We're missing our mark because my money is on that truck. That broker's money is on the truck. The shipper's money is on the truck, and your money is on the truck. So what's going on? See, this is why the proper vetting system matters. So to sum this up, this chick, she would take long breaks at the gas station, eating chips, walking around on the phone, social media, and stop it. You can't be on my team like this. We deliver, we are on time, we are consistent, we deliver white glove service because we have consistent carriers. We have customers who hold us to a high standard and who expect white glove service. So this relationship, it got so bad because when she got to the second drop and it was late, I'm like, all right, now this is why I don't talk to drivers because I'm about to curse you out. And I was nice at first. I said, look, I set this up right. I set this up correctly. And you even approved it. See, that's the thing about me as a dispatcher. There are people who give us their trust, say, hey, we know what you all can do. So go ahead and hook us up with those numbers, hook us up with the rates. We know if it's low, we know we're going to come back hard. So they trust us. And even before with a new carrier like this one, we bring it to their attention. Hey, this is what we got. This is how much. Why? So you can say yes or no. See, she said yes to all of it. And the thing is, she could not deliver. So I was trying so hard to be graceful, but after a period of time, the Chicago version, the Chicago cat came out, and I told her, like, look at here, you got me looking bad out here, Miss Thing. You got my partners over here looking at me saying, who the hell do you have as a driver? I cannot believe you have this person. They shut the entire plant down. I chewed her ass out, and I wasn't trying to not be graceful. I was trying to make it clear that you must be on time. You told me you could deliver. Where the hell is the delivery? That driver costing me my customer, my reputation, any future business, not only with one load, but the 3 loads that I had. All of them were late. And then the last one, she actually hit their gate. I said, Father God, I got her boyfriend involved, which is the owner of the company. See, the thing is, we don't talk to drivers. If you talk to a driver and you're a dispatcher, I want to say shoot yourself. No, but no, upgrade your thoughts, upgrade yourself. Don't talk to the driver unless that driver is the owner. Why? Because order of operation, your owner can tell you what to do. I don't need to talk to you. I'm going to tell your owner what we're doing, and your owner is going to let you know what the deal is. Because I've had drivers try, to be combative with me. There's no need. I'm here to help make you money. Why would you want to argue with the person who's here to help make you money? That just doesn't even make sense to me. So when I got her fiance involved, and I said, watch your girlfriend. Every time she gets behind the wheel, we're losing money. I even told him, I said, I want to be nice here, but I had you all set up to make 12,000, which means my goal would have been 1,200. 600? You're not even hitting that. What? What is that? What is that? In the beginning, that would have been enough. I made $600 in 2 days. But after almost close to 10 years and over 20 plus thousand hours and over $250,000 recovered in double broker loads and over $1 million freight dispatch, that does not hit my standards anymore. And operator thinking is not the same as the dispatcher thinking. And that is because as a dispatcher, you are going to continue to grow. And as you grow, you learn the partnerships really do matter. So it's not just, hey, Can I book you some freight? No. Hey, can you deliver on time? Do you know how to be organized? Are you professional? Are you on that phone? Are you smoking behind the wheel? Are you drinking behind the wheel? Are you scrolling? Because a lot of drivers, if you pay attention to the TikToks and their social media, they're driving, they're booking this, they're doing this. It's like you are a walking, talking liability, and I need you to sit down or get out that truck. Because if you want a different job, we can help set you up. I can help scale the business so you can go ahead and take over my job, because I want to be partners with people who want to make 6 figures, 7 figures, and 8 figures above. And you can do that in logistics. You can do that without even being behind the wheel of the truck. But you have to be organized. You have to be able to manage, because like I said last week, the secret is freight, truck, and phone. That's it. That's how you make your 6 figures. Those are your tools. Now the tools are not the system. That's a difference. My system, oh, I properly thought this out, because those three tools can make you 6 figures, but without the proper system, you are going to be a rat wheel on a this. You're going to be a little dribble, moving, but not shaking, not doing anything, not growing. It's the system that creates the business, not the truck, not the freight, not the dispatcher. Because a dispatcher can go book a load. Okay, you got it. I fed you. Come back tomorrow. You make 1,000 a day. What's the problem? Come back tomorrow. Come back for another 1,000. The operator says, how much can we fit on that truck? 5,000? Let's go. And the operator says, how many partials can we put on that truck? Do you know your measurements? Do you know your dimensions? Do you know a 26 box truck can actually hold 14 pallets on the bottom if you turn it correctly? Do you know that a 24 box foot truck can actually hold the same amount of freight that a 26 truck can if you turn your pallets correctly? Do you understand how an operator protects the money and a dispatcher just books the freight? Do you understand that? No. If you don't, come on. Stop playing and let's learn. Why? Because if we learn it right and we incorporate the system correctly, guess what you get? Your freedom, that lifestyle network marketing helped me do. Be legendary. Oh yeah, network marketing. It showed me how to be legendary. It showed me a slice of heaven. That's when you have freedom, time, and money. See, with network marketing, you can make money from your phone, but guess what? If you're on your phone 24/7, you're not free. You can work from home, but guess what? If you have to be stuck at a computer, you're not free. Dispatching, I was able to book a load while I was at the grocery store. I was able to confirm a rate while I was watching my kids play on the playground. I was actually able to send over my rate confirmation to my driver while I was on a date with my husband. See, the lifestyle is what I want to sell to all of you, because I've done it all. I've done it all. I've done every sale under the sun. I worked outside in the rain, in the snow at 12 o'clock at midnight trying to sell somebody AT&T. Let's go. I've done it all. Work from home, done automations, worked in the M&M factory in Chicago. I've worked outside, inside, around. I've done it all. And I've learned that I am not an employee. I hire those. I am an entrepreneur by spirit. I've had my first business ever since I was 9 years old, and that has never changed. That I was designed to be an entrepreneur. The one thing that I had to learn was the system of life. The one thing I had to learn was what's more important, money or lifestyle? And I figured it out. No, it's what's more important, money or time? It's both. You can't have the money and not have the lifestyle or that time. You might as well go shoot yourself, because the money is pointless. What's the purpose of having money if you have no time to spend it? What's the purpose of having time if you don't have a dime to even buy anything? Lifestyle, people. Dispatching gives you that without having to get behind the truck. Dispatching helps you to serve people without having to get behind the truck. Dispatching, you can actually become an investor and own a couple of trucks. Dispatching, freight dispatching is the best way to that lifestyle. Why? Because you can be done within 2 hours and have made $2,000 that day. You can be done within 10 hours and have made $200 that day. it gives you the lifestyle that you desire, whichever one that you want. Sometimes the biggest money you ever make is the money you never lose. Oh my goodness, that is so true right there. Sometimes the biggest money you'll ever make is the money you never lose. That's why authority and compliance, it belongs in the interview system because they reflect your standards. Some people, they will accept any carrier because they're new, because they're trying to get their business going, because they just want to make some money, because they want to prove that, hey, I can do this. Boy, are you wrong. You're new to it. You may have never dispatched for someone else before. Don't pretend. And I say that because a new dispatcher is more dangerous than the bad one. Whew, whew. And do not use more than one dispatcher if you're in logistics. You're going to burn your MC before you know it because a broker, if they are given more than that MC number, so you're trying to kind of like outsource and trying to see who can get the big or who will give you the biggest amount. Don't do that because one broker say, "Hey, I just ran this MC. I think you're trying to play me," and they will red flag your MC. If you're in logistics and then you can't get some loads, it's because there's a red flag on that MC and you don't know. The way you check is carrier 411. And if you don't have a broker's license or a broker's MC, you won't be able to get this information. So the way you check is to become friends with the broker. Say, hey, let me get your access to the broker for carrier 411 page because you want to make sure that MC is clean and clear because that MC, baby, that's your lifeline. That's your lifeline when it comes to building in logistics. Your standards determine the quality of partnerships you build. I say that because one of my carriers in Jersey, I feel sorry for this girl. She hired this gentleman, and when I say I'm gonna call her Jersey Blondie because Blondie was giving away too much. She wanted to have a successful trucking business, but she was not aware of the do's and the don'ts. She gave away 20%. She paid for food. She paid for lodging. And I was like, is this person your mate? Because most owners don't really do this. And she said, no, I just thought this is what you do. And she then gave him a $400 gas card every week. And this guy took advantage of her like 100%. He took the gas card and ran up the gas. I promise you, he was selling that gas, and he had two accidents. He transferred all of her insurance costs to his phone number, and that was the beginning of, hey, we don't talk to drivers because when I would tell him, hey, I need you here at this location at this time, he wasn't popping up. I said, let me get the owner involved because that became my standard of, hey, from now on, we are no longer talking with the driver because they are the employee of the company. They do not run anything in that company unless they have ownership. Talk to the driver only. Why? I mean, talk to the owner only because they're the ones who make the decisions. This guy, I feel bad because she ended up having to shut her business down. He had two accidents in her truck. He ran up the credit cards and she was overpaying him. And the problem was he wasn't being on time. So I dropped them because I said, hey, you all can't hit the numbers. And that's the unfortunate part. But it was a part that we had to actually make. It was a decision that we made because our standards is we provide quality partnerships. So that right there helped us to get to really raise the standards and actually get the standard to developing this carrier system, developing the right questions to ask to for the right partnerships to flow. So I say that to say, as you hear, as I tried to play it off, I did. You can hear my son in the background. You can definitely hear him. He just woke up out of nowhere. Sometimes you try to play it off and you want things to look so perfect on the camera, but this is life. It's 12 o'clock at night. You're listening to me talk about logistics. If you're interested, if you're watching me talk about logistics, then maybe you have interest in taking a leap of faith. Maybe you want to know more on how to make money in this because I took $200 and turned that into six figures and it wasn't easy. So I'm giving you the easy because I've already done the hard work for you. So all you have to do is walk on my foundation, follow my system, make some money from your phone, and baby, you are talking about a different lifestyle this summer right now. 30 days from now, 90 days from now, at the end of this summer, before the Labor Day hit, before the end of the summer, celebration hit, your lifestyle could be where you work 100% from your phone. It could be where you work from home. It could be where you actually can take time back, because 40 hours a week is definitely 160 hours a month. That's not including traffic. That's not including getting dressed and all of that mess. Logistics, depending on if you want to be a broker or driver, freight dispatch is the only entity outside of brokerage that you can spend the least amount of time and make the most amount of money. And I say that even though you get the smallest amount of the pie. Now, look at this pie. The driver, if you make that driver 10,000 and you got 1,000, but you had 10 trucks, guess what? You just made 10,000. But that one driver only made 10,000. That one driver spent numerous of hours on the road. He had to hit at least 500 miles to make 10,000. So that dispatcher, man, he may have spent 20 hours, 4 hours one day, 6 hours another, 2 hours one day. It's no matter how you cut the pie, it's all the same. It's all about how much energy, effort, and time you have to give to something. So I've looked at many different industries for a number of years, because I was looking for freedom. I want to be able to call my shots, make my own money, and have stability in that call. And logistics, that's where it's at. It's not going anywhere. It's not. Everything in your household came off of a truck. But guess what? Freight dispatch, oh, that's going to be around for a long period of time. Anyone from 60 on up can do this. Anyone from, let me say it right, 16 to 66. I want to say that. If you are in the right conscious mind, because I, personally, I don't believe in age. I don't believe in age. I believe in how you feel. And no matter what age you are, dispatching is phone, freight, truck. You got the freight, which is your load board or your brokers. You have a cell phone. Your truck is your driver. How do I find my carriers? Here's your secret. Why? Because I'm not trying to gatekeep. I want you to learn this so you can change your lifestyle. Facebook, Facebook, Facebook. That's exactly where I got every single one of my 100+ carriers who carried over $1 million worth of freight for our company. Facebook. I have the scripts. I put that together because it took me a long time to master what to say to people for them to feel like they can trust me. It took me a long time to develop my system so I knew what I was talking about and I knew I could deliver. So, to my new dispatchers, to my future dispatchers, and to my truck drivers who want to get out of that truck, oh my gosh, come to GL University. Global Logistics University is here to not just teach you dispatching, but to help you get your business set up and structured correctly. Every business needs a website, right? Every business needs a business ecosystem, meaning you have your paperwork, your agreements, your interviewing system. You need that. Don't create it. Why? It's already been created for you. I have my foundation that I've taken over 6+ years, 20,000 plus hours, 250,000 double broker lows. Oh my gosh, going back and forth arguing for my driver. We really did recover over $250,000 of double broker money. That wasn't easy. And that came from me going to school to being a lawyer, knowing the legalities of businesses. Moving over $1 million of freight, that's not easy. Because drivers don't want to do some things. They don't. Owner operators don't want to take some rates. They don't. But guess what? Most of them don't even know what rate they need to take. Most of them don't even know if they're dealing with a freight that's actually double brokered or not. But that dispatcher to us, that dispatcher, if it's the right one, they're going to fight for you. They're going to make sure that you get paid, because you get paid mean they actually get paid too. So raise your standards, become an operator. Stop dispatching, just start operating. And the way you do that is with the proper systems. Why? because dispatching is not about finding loads. Let me say that. It's about choosing the right people to build with, because great businesses are not built by working for each other. Absolutely not. They're built by working with the right partners. So partner up with GLU so we can teach you this freight dispatching so you can have the lifestyle that you have always wanted or even always dreamt of. That lifestyle can be working from your phone. It can be having multiple trucks. It can be having your kids at home with you. It could be retiring your mom, retiring your wife. If you have a wife that's out in the field working, bring her back home, put her in her own office chair, give her a phone, give her a laptop, and say, there's your board. Let's go make six figures. Because with those three tools, I promise you, you can turn your your dispatching company, your trucking company into a six-figure business that you can operate from your phone. So join me tomorrow. I am going and giving away the secrets of my carrier vetting system. That is my interviewing system, not just for drivers, but for carriers and even for brokers. Because if you cannot ask a broker about who his customer is or some questions, then it lets me know that that broker may have some red flags behind his back that they don't want to expose. But this is to protect your business, not just your dispatching business, but your brokering business. As a broker, you need to know the right questions to ask to make sure that you're dealing with the proper carrier, because a lot of brokers get duped by synthetic brokers who are really double brokers in disguise. And we don't want to deal with those types of people because those people don't represent anyone. So if you're not representing anyone, that means you're not collecting money for anyone but yourself. Tomorrow night, I will be live with my carrier vetting interviewing system. And I'm actually going to debut my ebook that I'm so sorry. I'm going to debut my carrier vetting ebook. This is going to help you point out what red flags to look for. My 20-point questionnaire, that is what you need to ask any driver before you hire this person to get into that truck. Get the right questions so you can make sure you're partnering with the right person. Thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure. I thank all of you for sitting here watching and for even being a participant. If you're new to the logistics lane, if you're new to freight dispatching, know that you too can make six figures from your phone in freight dispatching. All you need is your phone, your truck, and your freight. Your freight comes from your load board or your brokers, and your truck, that's your driver. That comes from your social media platform. That's exactly the three tools that I use to take our business to six figures. But my system is what built the business. And that is what I will be teaching on tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Learn how to vet the proper carrier, a proper driver, so you all can partner up with the right person. Because the wrong driver, guess what? They can actually tank your entire operation. It was a pleasure. My name is Dispatch Cat. Thank you and have a great night.